Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort. We're your host, Dominic Dougherty and Drew Fasy.
And we are your local guys.
Did I get it right, Drew?
You are on a roll, buddy.
Keeping it strong through this election series. Speaking of this election series, we are back with another episode for the 2026 election cycle here in Ocean City. Today, we're sitting down with one of the city council candidates, current city councilman Tony Polcini.
Hi, how are you guys? Thank you for having me on. It's an honor.
Thanks for being on, Tony.
We appreciate it very much. So, Tony, just a quick recap of the format here. Drew's going to ask the questions. I'm going to keep the time. The first three questions are going to be rapid fire questions, yes or no answers. The next questions, you'll have 2 minutes to answer. If you see me go like this, you'll know that you're getting close to that time. In an effort to be as unbiased as possible, Drew and I are going to keep our banter to a minimum. It's hard, but we will do some back and forth once in a while. We just can't contain ourselves. We're too big of hams. Well, at least I can't. Drew's pretty good at it. But anyway, at the end of after all the questions, you'll have 2 minutes to kind of give a closing statement or a wrap up to the voters. So, all right, Drew, take it away.
Okay, Tony. So the first three questions, just to get the ball rolling, are short and they are yes or no answers. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Question one: should the city implement a residents-only parking permit system for the downtown streets during the summer? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Question two: jitney service across the 9th Street Bridge?
No.
Okay. Question three: some residents and visitors think that Ocean City is losing a competitive opportunity to places like Summers Point and Margate by not offering alcohol consumption at publicly accessed restaurants. So, BYB in Ocean City, yes or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So these are the main questions with you'll have 2 minutes response time for each. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Question one: the 3% occupancy tax on short-term rentals booked through platforms like Airbnb and VRBO went into effect in Ocean City in 2025. However, rentals through traditional real estate brokerages remain exempt. Critics say this is unfair to tech-savvy owners, while supporters say it protects local agencies. Do you support this agent exemption, or do you believe all rentals should be taxed equally to maximize the city's revenue?
Yeah, that was a tough thing for me at first. I really felt that, let's wait on taxing more. Let's get people down to the shore before we start taxing people with, more taxes. But, just using the facilities and the things that we offer, I was okay with it. But as I look at it more and more, I really want to investigate it more and dive deeper into it, because truly where I stand is I believe everything should be fair and everybody should be on the same platform and same playing field. So, yeah, I would like to really dig deeper into that and study that more a little bit on where that should go and how that affects.
Okay. Question two: during the last 2 summers, the surge in e-bikes has created a significant safety conflict. Many towns are moving toward outright bans on the boards during peak hours, while others are creating dedicated slow lanes. As a council member, would you support stricter enforcement and speed governors for e-bikes, or is it time to consider banning motorized cycles on the boardwalk entirely during the summer season?
I definitely believe that we should up the situation where they are speeding and all and have stricter rules. Absolutely. That comes close to my heart, as my son was in a serious e-bike accident in 2024. But it wasn't a car or anything like that. He was going a little fast. He made a turn. It was wet. He was heading to school. He was late and he wiped out. And the impact of those handlebars punctured his liver to a level 4, where he had to get helicoptered to Cooper Hospital in Philly, you know. So I was just on a mission to say, hey, you know, we need to educate. When I was a kid at 17, if I wanted to ride a moped, I had to get a license and I wear a helmet. I don't see big difference between an e-bike and a moped. It's like cars. One's electric and one's gas. I think they go almost the same speed. So I really feel like legislator, we should be educating, having a experience or maturity to allow to ride these e-bikes, especially helmets. You know, in the way things are today, everybody I think should have a helmet. It should be automatic. And um, so yeah, so as far as the boardwalk, you know, we were at city council and we were trying to change some of those times to be on the e-bikes. And the elder people, you know, and the people that ride it and need it and are responsible were upset about that. And I can understand that. I just really feel again where that goes up from Trenton, we need to educate and it needs to start from home. We as parents need to educate our kids. If we're going to allow them to ride an e-bike, they got to wear a helmet and we have to do our part at home. And as far as the city too, you know, it's going to be hard to stop kids from speeding with cops and to grab everybody. It's going to be difficult, but we do have to restrict and put some more strict rules on e-bikes, especially on the boardwalk. You know, we talk about being safe. Well, we have to start there. And I don't think should be banned to ride on the boardwalk, but definitely times should change and speeds and definitely helmets for everybody.
Okay. Question number 3. The 2025-26 municipal budget introduced a 7.04% tax rate increase, bringing the total tax hike over the last 3 years to roughly 17%. Residents are feeling the squeeze. If elected, is there one specific line item, project, or program in the current budget you would target for a reduction to ensure we don't see another 7% increase in 2027?
Right now, you know, we are looking at the budget and at the time right now, I don't have a specific thing, but, you know, we have to really dive deep into the budget. You know, a lot of the budget is payroll and, you know, um, city safety and fire and police. And that's hard to take away from that. But, you know, if we did put a stop on, we put a freeze on hiring freeze, and we did do that. But I think we can dive deeper in a little bit. But I also do think the administration does, for the most part, a good job at looking at that as a whole in the budget. I think Frank Donato does a great job, but there are some things I think we can really look into, and I'm starting to do that more and more to really see where we can cut some things. You know, nobody wants tax increases. I know that. But for the most part, I think for the value of our homes, we're doing pretty good. And for all the work and the things that we are doing for the city, but I will take a deeper look into that and try to see where we can cut costs because I don't want to see tax increases every year. No.
Okay. Question number 4. Our downtown is thriving, but we still see a ghost town effect from November to March. Some residents have suggested offering tax incentives or rebates for businesses that commit to staying open at least 5 days a week year round until a later time of day, say 7 p.m. Would you support using municipal funds to subsidize year-round business operations, or should the market dictate when shops open and close?
I think the market should dictate that. I don't think that should come from the government. You know, it's tough, you know, being in business when I was, you know, um, pricing has gone up, you know, labor has gone up, minimum wage is going through the roof. And, you know, I struggle with that because growing up, you know, I always wanted to make more each year, you know, so you'd work hard to make that next level. I don't think we're teaching our kids that with the increases that we are giving minimum wage. I think, you know, business need to really do their best. You know, when I had Tony P's, I didn't do anything to try to compete with other businesses. I just tried to do my best and do what I did the best way I could and keep it thriving. And I think businesses downtown, I think the downtown for the most part is doing very well. In the really winter months, it's cold. I think it's going to be hard to keep those businesses, unless it's a holiday for Christmas and all, to keep that going from 5 to 7. It gets darker out. So no, but I don't think it should come from the taxpayers or the government. It should come from the businesses itself. They need to just maybe cut back on some things that they can open up longer. But it is tough, especially food places. The cost of food goods, labor, it is very tough to keep things going longer.
Okay. Question number 5. If there was a project presented by the owner of 600 Boardwalk that included public space, amusements, retail, ample parking, and a hotel with a number of stories that was considered a compromise from the original concept presented, could you support such a project?
Absolutely. Yes. I had first said no to this when it went into redevelopment, when we were deciding on whether it should be in redevelopment or not. I was a no, because originally I thought, are we going to have hotels up and down the boardwalk? I didn't want that. But after much homework and talking to people, I knew that really probably wouldn't happen. So I really felt, my love and my heart is the boardwalk, and I wanted something to be down there that would continue to keep that end of the boardwalk thriving. I believe, and I've spoke about it a few times, I believe my heart of heart that if City Council, Mr. Mita, and the City of Ocean City, we all can come together and create something with a compromise that everybody loves, I think we can create something there. I mean, listen, it's got to be changed, the zoning, no matter what happens. We know in the future now that it will not just be amusement park or storefronts. So the zoning has to change. And I think in my heart, and I believe that we can really come together as a community council and Mr. Mita and really all come up with something that will work at that 600 Boardwalk.
Okay. And final question. What character trait or experience makes you most qualified for this position?
A couple things. I took 4 years, when I originally ran, I told my wife, I said, I don't think I'm going to win because I don't have any experience, but now I have 4 years of experience. And I originally had said that I wasn't going to rerun. And, I take that responsibility, but I also listened to people that had asked me to reconsider. And I really did. I talked to first God, and I talked to my wife. And what really hit me was, Tony, don't leave something undone. And I think that I can take the next 4 years from the experience I've had in the previous 4 years and really make an impact. I really feel that I bring just a sense of compromise. I also bring a sense of, I just speak from my heart, and I'm honest. I have no agenda. I just want to do right by people and continue to keep Ocean City, where I've called home my whole life, continue to thrive. And I think I can do that in the next 4 years from my experience. And when people call from my experience of managing businesses on the boardwalk, I think that I can really make an impact in the next 4 years for the taxpayers and keep Ocean City thriving.
Okay, that's all the questions, Don?
Yeah. So those are Drew's dissertation or government thesis questions. Drew, I was going to say I just want to let people know Drew's at home recording. He's changed his shirt on every one of these. We recorded all these in one day. That's why I have the same shirt on for everyone. I feel bad. Anyway.
Well, as I said, with those questions, they came from outside. We didn't come up with questions. We got other people that offer them. And if we do this again, I'm putting a cap on the number of words and all the questions.
140 characters, like an old school tweet.
Yeah.
Listen, I really thought they were good questions. I really did, So hopefully I answered them the best that I could. And
I thought they were.
really,
I thought they were pretty good too. We got a lot of input, and I thought we got a wide array of topics.
yeah.
Well, before we
Definitely
jump off
agree.
here and Drew goes and tortures the Little League families with his playlist, Tony, you have 2 minutes to let the town know why you're the best candidate for city council at large.
I think I just answered that, but yeah, again, my 4 years of experience sitting on the seat, I take a lot of pride in it. I've listened. I think I have a great way of listening to people. When people call, I try to get things answered or done. And I love the city that I live in. And again, like I said, I really don't have an agenda. I just want to listen to people and do what is right for Ocean City. And I think I've done a good job of that. And I think I can continue to do that for 4 more years.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. This has been the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort.
Thanks for coming on, Tony.
Thank
Peace
you,
out.
guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.